Good morning and welcome to practice today. We're going to start, like always, in a comfortable seated position on the ground. So make your way into a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged for today's practice. And you don't necessarily need a yoga mat, so you can just use where you're at. And that is always good enough. So good morning. Today's practice is going to be just some basic simple stretches that will help bring energy into the body, open up the body, and kind of prep the body for a nice and easy day. Whenever we get our body nice and prepared, in a way we also adopt that into our mind and into our head space. So we'll start today nice and easy with a comfortable seat. And if you're cross-legged or you're sitting on your heels, wherever or however you're sitting, place the hands on your knees, palms down. Sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders. Notice if you can find a length in the neck. And begin just noticing your breath. Just nice and gentle inhales and exhales. Keep the mouth closed as you breathe in and out the nose. And just tap into that awareness, the way your breath feels. Is it soft and steady? How does your body feel? How are you feeling right now? Is there anywhere in the body that has a little focus or calls your attention? And then with your soft, steady breath, just come back to that. So slow inhales and slow exhales, exploring where we're at, and then coming back to a soft breath. We'll bring the shoulders and we'll lift them up towards the ears. So kind of shrugging the shoulders up. Then bring your shoulders behind you, pinching your shoulder blades back. And relax your shoulders all the way down. And then again, inhale, lift the shoulders up, almost as if they touch the ears, to the back, and down. So these big shoulder movements. Inhale, we lift, we move, and we lower as we exhale. And again, 2 more times with your breath. And once more. And keep the shoulders lowered. Keep the neck relaxed. And we'll twist by bringing the right hand to the left knee. Left hand will reach back. Bring the chin to your left shoulder as you breathe in. and you find a length in the spine. Keep your weight in the hips, so hardly any weight is on your left hand. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper on your next breath in. And exhale, we'll switch. Right hand to the left knee, or left hand. What am I saying? Left hand to the right knee, right hand reaches back. And then the chin comes in the direction of the right shoulder. Again, hardly any weight is on that back hand. And release back to center. We'll place the hands together, palms to the heart. Again, sitting up nice and tall, feeling the ground below you, but also feeling this lightness through the spine. Maybe you create a bit of an intention for your morning, for your day. And from here, we'll interlace the fingers, press the palms away from you, and hollow the upper body, chin to chest. Pressing the back of your body towards the back of your room or wherever you are. And then inhale, bring the palms towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And exhale, both hands onto the ground. Inhale, we'll lift the left hand towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and gently bend over to the right. Opening up through the left side body, bend into the right arm if you need to, but keep your left hip on the ground. Come back to center, left hand down, right hand lifts up, and bend to the left. Just opening up through the right side, through both sides of the body. And lower back down. Again, bring the palms together, hands to heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms out, and hollow out the upper body. Really kind of creating this dome. Inhale, bring the palms up. Keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Think of lifting through the sides of the body. Pressing the hips into the earth. Maybe you can bring your low belly in as you breathe in. And exhale, arms lower down. And one more time, inhale, lift the left arm up, bend to the right. Inhale, back to center, switch sides. Right arm up, bend to the left. And back to center. If you can, interlace your fingers behind you, so making a fist, or you can grab wrist, or you can grab elbows, wherever you can grab. Notice if you're able to straighten the arms and open up the chest. Shoulders are down, chest is open, neck is nice and long. Hold here and take a nice breath in through the nose. Release the hands and we'll come into tabletop. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Wiggle out the hips a little bit. Just get a feel for adjusting your weight into the hands. Maybe rock forwards and backwards. And with the toes pointed, so the tops of the toes on the ground, open up the fingertips as wide as you can. Keep the index fingers facing forwards. And we'll do some rounds of cat and cow. So as you breathe in, start to arch the back, lift the chin up. Maybe the gaze looks up or maybe the eyes are closed. You can choose. And exhale, just like we were hollowing earlier, start to hollow the upper body. Press into the hands and press into the feet. Relax the head. And move with the breath as you inhale. Move in the opposite direction, arching. And exhale through the nose, bringing the chin to the chest. Engage into the outer edges of the hands and feet. And then one more time, breathe in. Cow pose. And breathe out. Cat pose. Open up the knees as wide as possible or to the edges of your corner of your mat. Bring the big toes together and melt into a child's pose. Extend the fingertips away from you. Bring the hips to the heels. Find a nice length on the sides of your upper body. You can rest the chin on the ground or you can rest the forehead on the ground. Keep the breath nice and long. And hold here and rest. And notice where the breath is going throughout each pose. On your next inhale, rise back up to a tabletop. Curl the toes and bring the hips down towards the heels. So we're stretching the feet. Sometimes it feels good to lift the knees up and go a little bit farther, pressing into the hands. Stretching out the toes. And lower the knees if they're lifted. And shift the weight forward, almost as if you were going to lean all the way forward. And then shift your weight back again, hips towards the heels. Maybe you lift the knees up. Press into the hands. Lower the knees. Shift the weight forward, shoulders over the wrist. And one more time. Lifting the knees up. And then come into a downward dog. Keep the knees as bent as you need to. And when you're ready, we'll bend into the right knee and straighten the left, bringing the left heel down towards the ground. Keep the shoulders relaxed, if you can, with the neck long. And switch sides, bend into the left knee, press the right heel into the ground. And one more time, switch sides, left heel down, right heel lifts up, right knee is bent. And gentle explorations today, switching sides again. Go ahead, lower both heels down into the ground as much as you can. Get a feel for that, an understanding of that. How does that feel in your body? And then we'll walk the feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Feet are hip width apart. Bend into the knees, so this is a comfortable position. And grab opposite elbows. Bring the chin to the chest. Allow the neck to get heavy. The crown of the head is facing the floor. Breathe into that upper body. And maybe you sigh it out. Open mouth, exhale. We'll hold here for one more breath. Inhale in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Relax the hands onto the ground. Press into the pinky toes as you slowly rise up to mountain's pose. Bring the hands to your hips. Press the hips forwards and we'll come into a little bit of a back bend. Keep the chin to the chest. Standing up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms will touch. Exhale, melt back into your forward fold. Step the feet back. Come into a plank pose. Find your strength. Squeeze your core. Find that nice strong back body. Strong arms, strong hands, strong feet. And exhale, lower the knees down. Send the hips towards the heels. And hold here for a breath. Inhale, roll into a cat pose, lower down into a cobra. Point into the tops of the toes. Inhale, lift the chin up. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the knees up, upward dog. And send the hips back, downward dog. With the feet together, go ahead. Step the left foot in between the hands. So the big toe is almost right underneath your nose. And lower that back knee down to the ground. You can come up onto the fingertips. You can use a block or a prop if you need to. Make sure this is comfortable for your hips and not too intense. Point into the backs of the toes and start to straighten out your front knee, coming into a half splits. And we'll rock back and forth. So bend into your front knee and straighten. Exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten. One more time. Exhale, hold. Think of lowering the hips, opening up the hips, closer and closer to the ground. And shift into your half splits, hold. Notice where your nose is. Is it close to your leg? Can you bring your hands closer to your back knee? Can you lower onto the elbows maybe? Always finding the pose that feels comfortable for you. Place the hands by the front foot again and bend back into your low lunge. Curl your back toe. Step the left foot back. Find your plank pose. Downward dog. Pressing into the heels. Stretching out the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, step the right foot forwards. Maybe you have to heel toe, heel toe. Try not to lift your hands off the ground. And then find your low lunge again. Lowering your back knee into the ground. Again, maybe you come up onto the fingertips. Maybe you need a block. You can use books too. But go ahead and explore that range of movement in your hips, how that feels for you this morning. Point into the back of the toes and start to shift into your half splits. Straightening out that front knee, flexing the front foot. Toes to your nose, toes to nose, and bend into your front knee again. Lunge, and half splits. Lunge, and half splits. keep the breath nice and steady. That's always a great signal that the pose is working for you, is when your breath is nice and soft. If you notice your breath is holding or it's moving too quickly, then we know that we've gone out of balance, gone too far. And then come back to your low lunge. Shoulders down and relaxed. Lower the hands so they're nice and flat. Lift your back knee up. Step the right foot back, plank pose. Lower the knees, send the hips towards the heels. Chin to chest. We'll do one more cobra today. Inhale, find that cat pose, and then lower the hips down. Point into the toes. Nice little back bend. Exhale, curl the toes, upward dog, lift the knees, press into the hands. We'll hold here for one more inhale. Exhale, let's lower the knees, cross the ankles, and come back to a nice and easy seated position. I like to bring one ankle in front of the other, but listen to your body, find a seat that you like. Rest the palms on top of the knees. Find a nice grounding seat. Close the lips, breathe in and out the nose. If your eyes are open, find a spot in front of you that you can focus on. It can be a little speck, it can be a crack, it can be a dot, something in front of you that is still, that you can rest your gaze on. Or you can keep the eyes closed. In yoga, we call this drishti, and it's just your focal focus. So stay here for a few more breaths, soft and easy. Before you begin your day, before you go back into your day. Always remembering that your breath is there with you at all times to keep you grounded, to keep you present. Bring our hands to our heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, for sharing your time. Namaste.